Yay! I am so excited to welcome those of you who are watching live for our very first virtual beauty lab experience as a company as a whole. You may have actually seen some of our partners or founding partner mentors do something like this, but we decided that we wanted to show you what it could look like if you are a partner or advocate yourself to share the magic of our skincare and makeup in a virtual setting like this, whether it's on Zoom or whether you choose to do something similar on a Facebook group or in person as well. And so I'm very excited to introduce a simple and hopefully short way of sharing the 3 simple steps to revolutionize your routine to give you a morning in minutes. So we're going to dive into a little presentation I made. I'm going to make this shareable to where if you want to do something similar yourself, as you might be a partner or advocate or interested in hosting something like this online virtually yourself, the goal of today is twofold. One is to equip you if you are a potential customer and you just want to know what the heck this is all about and maybe what makes us different and how it works, and just a walkthrough of all of the goodness. But we also know that we have a lot of brand new partners and advocates who are tuning in to see how it works, to be able to share it. And so we hope to, in today's session, be able to exemplify what that could look like for you to do this as well. And I am so excited to dive in. So one thing also I do want to note, we have something similar to this that we introduced to all our partners and advocates called the virtual experience, that is more of a text-led microsite that is really simple way to share. If you don't want to do an actual event like this where you're on live and on demonstrating it, we always have that available to you as well. And so if somebody wants to drop the link to that virtual experience, and we also have a microsite that walks you through it. So if you're a partner or an advocate, you know what I'm talking about, but I would love for somebody to drop it in the thread, as that is a great way to share this kind of one-to-one or on the go. And certainly as this is recorded, you can rewatch this, you can learn it, and you can put your own spin on it as well. So let's dive in. So I always like to start, number one, with our mission. So while we do sell makeup and skincare, our big picture mission is we are here to simplify the lives of active families for the better. So instead of us being like a Luxe Global beauty brand, we see ourselves as an athleisure of makeup and skincare and more of a lifestyle brand with a goal of simplifying, again, the lives of our active families. So what's cool about this is, for the long game, this gives us lots of opportunity to grow in that space. But we realize that many of you watching are just like me. You're a hot mess mom, if you don't want to admit it, who's just trying to get through the day. You might be a grandma. You might not have kids. You might be a dog mom. But either way, you are wanting and craving something that is simple and unique and innovative. And that's what makes us different. So we have what we call our 5 S's, and they are safe. All of our products are made that go on your face or in our little palette are made right here in the United States, but they exceed the much stricter EU standards. So if you've been wondering whether this is clean, we aren't going to market it using that word because clean is the moving target. Everybody has a different kind of, I guess, framework for what that is. But for us, it's made in the United States and exceeding the EU standards. So that's what makes it safe. Simplified, you're going to see that today, but it's basically an all-in-one system to where your skincare, your makeup, it can integrate into what you're already using. It can be all that you use. That's what I do. And that's the goal of it, is just to make things simple. Sustainable, you're going to see that our makeup edit is refillable, and hint, hint for what might be to come with our skincare later. But sustainability is not just about our packaging, which is simplistic, minimalistic, but it's really designing a system that you can use for the long run. Or if you're like me and you've got teenage girls and you want a really simple, teachable system, whether you're learning to do your makeup at 15 or 50 for the first time, the idea is this is something that you can do for the long run. So that's what sustainable means to us. Next up is smart. We have a lot of really cool smart elements that I'll show you that just make some of our packaging really unique and innovative. And then finally, seasonal. So whether or not you've actually had your color season analysis done, we aren't going to be typing you for that because there are well-paid, very smart professionals who've been trained in that. But if you do know your season or you're curious about it, our color science quiz can help you find the colors that will likely work best for you. And so those are our 5 S's, and I always love to start there. So just to manage some expectations for what this looks like. And what's really cool is this is what we call the virtual beauty lab experience. And we call it a beauty lab experience because, again, you're learning, like it's very hands-on. We want you, again, if you haven't grabbed your makeup, if you've got it, even if it's not Restore or your skincare, hopefully a lot of what you're going to learn today is something that you can apply to whatever routine you're using. But there's a very simple framework if you are looking to share this that I want to outline here. And so the first step is going to be to take the quiz, which I'll share a QR code if you haven't done it yet already, because that's what's going to help determine the makeup colors that we will go over. And I'll show you what that can look like in person here in a second as well. And then we're going to learn together. So we're going to do a breakdown of the 3 basic steps for a morning in minutes. And I'll show you exactly how to apply and why we made each one of the refills that goes into our curated Glow Capsule. And then lastly, we'll explore some options. This is a no pressure approach. Many of you guys are probably just here as a fly on the wall, and that is awesome. We welcome you for that as well. But we will be breaking down the options, whether you want to be a customer, an advocate, or a partner. Any of those obviously is open to you, and we want to break down what that looks like as well as the different product options that you might be interested in purchasing. So here we go. Let's dive in to the first of these, which is to take the color science quiz. If you haven't done this already, and if you have, many of you guys might know your results, but if you'll just scan the QR code, which hopefully is not being blocked by the little Zoom thing, so you can move it out of the way if you need to. But if you'll scan the QR code, or you can go to restorecollective.co/quiz, and that will take you to the color science quiz. And so just fill it out. And as you're doing it, especially for those of you guys who've already done it and maybe are partners or advocates, I'm going to share a couple pro tips for whether you're doing this in person or virtual as we're doing it. Always never forget to take a before picture. So this is something that's really easy to forget. And if I wasn't using my phone, I would do it myself. But the idea is just to find a window in your house. I'm just using natural light, no fancy ring light here. And you just want to hold up your phone on selfie mode and just smile. If you're hoping to be able to share it, again, no pressure if this is for you to see the difference in transformational at the very least. But if you want to share it, make sure that you're keeping things consistent, like the background or your hair or the angle of your face. But it's really simple to just hold up your phone, snap a couple quick pictures, maybe smiling, maybe teeth, no smiling. Give yourself a couple of options, but you're going to want to take a before and after. And you're going to want to train if you have people, especially that are in person. You want to be able to do that because they are going to want to see that difference. And unlike just skincare or health and wellness, the cool thing about this is you'll be able to see the transformation immediately. So don't forget to take that before. And also, this is another pro tip. If you're doing an in-person beauty lab experience, you can have, or virtual, you can actually have your attendees or your guests that you've invited, which for in-person, I recommend no more than 6 or however many you can fit at your table. Have a bar, like a, what is it called? An island of 4 with 4 bar stools downstairs. And so I like to do them even in sets of 4. And I find that they're less overwhelming that way, especially if you're just getting started. But if you do have a larger group, and I have seen them done as big as like 20 women, which is a lot, I recommend that they do their color science quiz and send it to you before. So that's just a little bit of a pro tip. So for the next step, I want to give you first of all, it's what we call a tool, which is just something other than yourself that makes it really easy to share what this is. So you don't have to know, for example, all of the things that I know by playing for this makeup for a year. And so what we have done is we have put together a short video that we're actually going to work on editing to make it even shorter. This is the first round of the video, but it is what is on our website and what is on the Glow Capsule guide that will be on the back. If you or your customers receive it, it will go to this video to help break it down. So I want to play it first, just because I think it's going to help you understand the whole concept before we dive in and do it. So let's watch this video together. Let's make getting ready the easiest thing we do today. Start with clean, moisturized skin, and don't forget SPF. We love layering in Prime Protect, our sheer mineral sunscreen and primer in one. It creates a smooth, grippy base for your makeup and helps it wear beautifully throughout the day. Now let's even and enhance. Tap on Bright Balance with the Glow and Go brush using the larger end to lift under the eyes and the smaller end to cancel distractions like redness or darkness. You can use either side of the brush to blend and apply, and it works like magic to color correct with the darker shade and brighten up around the eyes and the center of your face with the bright shade. Next up, you can use your skin tint with your blend and go brush to smooth everything out. It's breathable, buildable, and gives you that satiny finish. There's no wrong or right order or application method. Next up, we're going to warm it up with our lift bronze. Just one swipe under the cheekbone and one above, and blend it all in for that soft, sun-kissed shape. It gives you dimension and warmth all in one simple step. You're already glowing and we're only halfway in. Time to personalize your look and bring in color. Dab your seasonally curated blush balm on cheeks and lips. Mix and match. It's made to play. It's meant to be more of a flush than full-on lipstick. But if you're looking for a more precise finish, grab your Glow and Go brush for precision and definition. Next, use your eye glow for a quick and simple 3-step eye. Tap the shine, the lightest shimmer into the inner corners and brow bone, or even on cheekbones as a subtle highlighter. Sweep the shade or the matte in the crease for depth and press the shimmer onto the center of your lid to catch the light. Our Shade and Go brush makes it easy and effortless. Next up, shape your brows and define your eyes using our brow liner with the Line and Go brush. Don't skip this step. A defined brow frames the base and can take years off your look in seconds. For added definition and intensity, dampen your brush before you apply. Lastly, finish off with your favorite mascara. Ours is coming very soon. That's the power of the Restore Collective Glow Capsule. Simple steps, stunning results made to work with your skin tone, your season, and your schedule. If you have any questions or want help finding your perfect shade, just reach out to your partner or advocate. They're your personal glow guide, and they've got you every step of the way. Ready to glow? We're here when you are. Yay! Okay, that's so fun. The first step that we'll do after this is going to be skincare. I'll go over this first. We like to break down the entire process of teaching into 3 simple steps. And so the first one is going to be skincare focused. Then we'll break down into the makeup, into the 2 areas that we talked about in the video. So let's stop the share and I'll show you a couple of fun things. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. And I wanted to show y'all that I have set up here what is a great setup for an in-person event as well. Hopefully you guys can see. You can see my computer. There we go. Hopefully that's better. So this, if I were doing an in-person experience, and yes, we will have these tools coming to you. If you're coming to Welcome Home, you'll be the first to be able to get your hands on these. So get excited. But the idea is if someone takes the color science quiz, let me see if I can get it there. That takes the color science quiz, we have these little quiz result cards where we can show them exactly the colors, and this is why it can be helpful to prepare in advance. And then you can use your product credit that you can earn through our comp plan to get some free brushes if you want, or of course they're a great investment as well. And then the mirror as well. So I wanted to kind of show you guys that setup before we begin, as again, the virtual is a great option, but this is something that you can do in person and use the exact same steps. Here we go. So this is my personal makeup bag. And I wanted to show you guys the simplicity of how it all works together before we get started. So we'll dive into the makeup in steps 2 and 3. But for now, we're going to dive into the skincare. Whoops. Okay, there it goes. Don't dump out your skincare. But what's really cool is we have our renewal ointment and our renewal elixir. These just came to me. A lot of you guys maybe just got them in the mail in the last week. So the 3 guys here are what we call our skincare edit. And so you'll see that language used a lot where we have our skincare edit, our makeup edit, and it's really just meant to simplify each of those different areas of your life, especially when it comes to beauty for now and business for later. And so the idea is you're going to want to start with the prep and protect step of having clean, dry skin. You just want, whether that's you wash it in the morning, at night, whatever you do you. But after you have clean, dry skin, you're going to take our renewal elixir. And again, you can do it with me if you have it. And this is really smart and sustainable packaging because you just twist the lid once and it has this beautiful non-glass bottle, but it still feels nice and heavy. That's going to fill up that dropper automatically to where when you twist it open, you have what to me is the perfect amount to put all over your face and neck. And so this and the next step of the skincare contains what we call the renewal complex. And this is actually how the company was started, as we were able to partner with a company that discovered this molecule exactly. Let's see, it was in July of 2012. So 13 years ago is when this molecule was discovered by a molecular biologist who's devoted his entire life to finding a cure for cancer. And while that's not what this molecule does, that's one of the things we found along the way. And we are so blessed to be able to not only include this molecule into of our skincare products, that is meant to be a cellular turnover that really just goes into any stress cells or any areas that might come up on your skin that you want that extracellular regeneration to happen. That's exactly what it does. But this particular one is actually mixed with some really great essential oils. So it smells really good. And if you've tried it, drop me your thoughts in the, it looks like some of you guys just got your skincare. You're loving it, Elizabeth says. Yeah, Amy, oh my gosh, my skin feels so good. Don't forget to put it on your neck. And this is meant to be, if you want a replacement for your moisturizer, that's what I do. If you find that you need and want a little bit of extra moisture, maybe you've got really dry skin, you can certainly use your own moisturizer that you use and love. It's also safe enough that it doesn't have any retinols or harsh chemicals that, say, you wouldn't want your teenager to use or that are going to disrupt your barrier. In fact, it's really good for healing your skin barrier. And it's meant to be every day. You can use it day and night if you want, or you can just do it at night, maybe if you have oily skin, or you can do it just in the morning if you're lazy like me and don't always wash your face or put it on at night, but you didn't hear that from me. So this is the renewal elixir. The next step is renewal ointment. So this is meant to be more of a spot treat for that molecule, for the complex that was developed. And what's cool is the lid. It's also really smart where you don't have to keep up with the lid. You just twist it. And then a little goes a long way. So once you have like your tiny little bit, you're going to want to do this really anywhere on your body that you feel like you have a spot that needs a little bit of extra love. So for me, for example, I had Mohs surgery last year. And so that's one of the things I think that really helped to just aid in that cellular turnover was just putting a little bit there. Sometimes I'll get hormonal acne on my chin. My lips, it's really good at cold sore prone areas. It's super soothing. It has aloe and allantoin and bisabolol, I think is how you say it. So there's really good soothing ingredients that are really great on anything that's itchy or scaly or sketchy or extra dry. Anywhere you have just a little bit more of a spot treat on your body, on your husband's body, your kid's body, that's what you're going to want to use. So that's renewal ointment and renewal elixir. Next up is Prime Protect. And so this guy is our SPF and primer in one. She does come in a beautiful little box. And one of the things that I want to make sure that you're aware of, and it's funny because you guys helped us figure this out, is it is an airless pump, which means that it's going to rise up as you use it. And it's going to take out the right amount of product each time. So it does have that same twist up top, but when you get it, very important, you're going to want to smack it like this to get that air and the product all the way to the top. And I did it just a few times and mine came out right away. I didn't even have to wait. We've heard sometimes if you don't do that, especially with shipping, air shipping, sometimes that product can settle down. And so you want to bring it back to the top there. But you take that Prime Protect and you just take, again, one pump is the perfect amount for me. Twist it up there. And you're going to see, hopefully you can see it on my hand here. You're going to see that it looks like it's going to give you color or coverage, but really because it is a mineral-based titanium dioxide and zinc oxide formula, it's not going to give coverage unless you like a really light coverage. Like on my 12-year-old, it's honestly perfect as it gives her maybe just like the tiniest little bit, but it's really just meant to not give you that white cast that's often prevalent within mineral sunscreens. So if you've been looking for one that doesn't leave that white cast, especially if you have darker skin tones, you could see in that video that even on women of color, it is amazing. So you're going to want to put this again all over your face, neck, ears. And it's not just giving that SPF 30 broad spectrum protection, and it is water resistant, which is exciting, but it's also, it goes on like silk, and it's the perfect base for your makeup and making it last and go on like butter. So those are the three for our skincare. And again, this is the Go bag that is designed specifically to hold the skincare in place, just like that. So if you are a travel buff like I am, again, don't dump it out, but it's perfectly designed to hold everything in that one bag. So that's the skincare. And again, we'll take care of any questions when you guys get there. So now that we've done the first step, let's move on to step number 2, which is going to be busting out your Glow Capsule. So this is super exciting for those of you guys who have received it. If you haven't, don't worry. I'm so excited that all of the goodies are going to be in stock this week and headed your way literally as we speak, but we're aiming to get everything out the door as fast as we can. But the idea is inside of the Glow bag, everything, and hopefully you guys can see me okay. Everything is, again, perfectly sized, smart size, as we like to say it, to include your Prime Protect and not 1, but 2 Glow capsules. So I'll talk through why I have 2 when I take you guys off screen share. But what's really cool is for this next step, we're actually going to break down your Glow capsule into the top half, which is the even and enhance step that we'll do together. And then the bottom half is the glow and go step. This is the overview. Okay, here we go. Bust out your Glow capsule if you have yours already. This guy, I want to be fully transparent with you about something. One, it's a really cool story, but it's also something that I want to make you aware of. So we actually designed this specifically for Restore. We worked with an amazing guy who was with Bobbi Brown for over 20 years in New York, and it was a really cool God story for how we did it. But because this was a fully custom first, technically this is the second or maybe even third iteration of the product, we are working already on the next round because, just to give you guys a heads up, she's a little bit more fragile than what we would like. She's amazing and very smart because she does have this little open and close dust cover, if you will, that's going to keep everything nice and safe. I'll show you how you can take out your training wheels as well. But the idea is this is going to consolidate your entire routine into this one palette. I have my monogram. We have these beautiful gold monogram stickers that you can optionally do. But one of the things that you're going to want to keep in mind with this is you're not going to want to overextend it. The mirror is a little heavy. And again, the next one we're already working on will have these things alleviated. But not to worry, if the worst case happens, and it might, I'm not going to lie, and your hinges at the back make it, in fact, not like a clamshell open and close compact, it becomes more like a lid. This is actually how my mom prefers hers. And so this is one of our samples that we were working with, just to let you guys know. And this is also where I keep my extra refill shades. So in my palette, I have what we call like the in the box result. And this is keeping everything where it was designed to go. But you can take out that inner training wheel divider. And again, you can even take the lid off if you want, if it gets there. And you can have everything all in the one palette like this. So if you're a girl who wants more options or you don't want limitations with what we'll teach you today in the curated Glow capsule, then you've got that by just removing that inner divider in there. And what's cool is I didn't plan this, but I have all of the shades finally myself. And I have my extras for the ones that I use all fit perfectly in here. So it's really cool if I ever want to switch out one of the shades or if I'm headed into another season, again, seasonality being one of our core values or one of the differentiators, you can absolutely do that by taking it out. Because if you haven't seen this, it's pretty dang cool that each of these is magnetic and it has a little spot for you to pop it out with your fingernail and replace it. So if you get low, which you guys can see, I'm really low on my skin tint. So some of you guys have even gotten yours before I get mine. So get excited if you already have your skin tint. But what's fun is when you go to replace it, you just pop it right out and you can take one of your little refill tins. I'll show you how they come because I have my extras again perfectly sized in here. So when you get it out, this is what it looks like. And another little pro tip that I want to share is you can take the sides and squeeze them together. You don't even have to take out like the full thing, and it'll pop into your hand that way. Or you can take out the full amount, either way, or the full little inner thing. You see? And then you've got your little extra refill tin here, and you just drop it in. Are y'all ready to dive in and play some makeup with the Glow Capsule? I know I am. So let's show you guys. So we're going to start with the top half, and this is the even and enhance step. So if you got the curated Glow Capsule, it comes with everything you need in this one palette and this brush. This is called the Blend and Go brush. This thing is so great. And let me know in the chat if you've tried it and you love it. And this, you can use your fingers if you don't have the other brushes. I will use our Glow Trio brushes as I apply. But what's really cool is it's designed to be to where, again, if you have other brushes you love or you have, your finger, this is the one that you're going to want because it's going to be the magic to blend it all together. And trust me, you will absolutely love this brush. And so when you divide this in half for the even and enhanced step, you've got your skin tint, which is designed to be that lightweight, even coverage. Sometimes you can even just wear that if you're running out the door. But then we have what we call Bright Balance, which is a completely different formulation. And it's, in fact, there's 2 different formulations within the Bright Balance even. For example, Heaven is what I use, as you'll see, for redness, and I will use that first. But then the Bright Balance is just meant to go on creamy, but also stay put and last, and it's a more full coverage. So you're only getting the coverage where you need it, allowing the rest of your skin to have that more lightweight coverage of the skin tint. And then our Lift Bronze is the double duty. It's bronzer and contour in one. So if you're doing this along with me, there is no wrong or right way to do it. You can do the Bright Balance first. You can do the skin tint first. You can do the cheetah method where you're putting dots all over your face. Have fun. You can follow my lead if you want to, because for me, you'll see I have a lot of redness on my nose and my chin, and I have a little bit of dark circles and some melasma here as well. And so I like to start with the tiniest little bit of Heaven. A little goes a long way. That was even more than what I needed. And you're going to see it's like a magic eraser on those areas of redness. So if you don't have redness or anything that you want to color correct, you can just use your light layer of your skin tint and start there, applying it with this brush. But I wanted to show you guys the magic of the coverage of the Bright Balance. And truly, this is how I do my makeup because I like having the coverage where I want it. And then I'll go in and fill in with the others there. So what's really cool is some of you guys actually already have the Bright Balance, and we also have the little Glow Capsule, and we have the Blend and Balance bundle where if that's all you want, we have that option for you as well. And especially in the summer, it's really awesome to be able to just give yourself that coverage. So then I'm going to do my Bright next, which is meant to be lighter. So you'll have one that's darker, and you're going to want to look for the darkness on your face, dark spots, again, melasma, redness. Whereas the brightness, that's anywhere that you want brightness on your face. So for me, that's my inner corner. You don't want to put a lot of any concealer underneath your eye, especially if you have mature skin like me, and you don't want a lot of product that's going to settle in. And you really shouldn't need a lot of coverage here. It's usually right here on that tear trough. Up here is what's going to give that brightness. And then again, if you have dark circles, you're going to want to use the darker of the 2 colors to color correct. And I'm already over my 30 minutes. Sorry, y'all. Which I will say 30 minutes would be quick, especially I always laugh. I have a podcast called Delete Podcast, and I don't do anything short form. So sorry about that. This probably could be done quicker if I wasn't such a talker. But hopefully you guys are learning a lot, and maybe an hour is the way to go. But next up, we're going to do the Lift Bronze. So you're going to put that underneath. And what's fun is you can see in that video is you do just a little bit right underneath your cheekbone. You want to go higher than you think. Avoid what we call the beard area because you don't want any darkness here. Instead, we're going to focus on lifting, but it honestly looks like you're putting 2 different products or 2 different colors on when you do that little V swipe. Put a little bit here, This product blends beautifully, so you do not need to go as high as you probably think you would if you're used to like a cream thicker contour, but it's going to blend up and give you that lift and that coverage. And I like to wipe off the excess on my neck to be able to give a little bit of a lift there as well. Okay, so for me, I do this step first and then I fill in with my skin tint. Some of you guys might want to do the skin tint first and then apply. Again, there is no wrong or right way to do it, but I just dab a little bit of my brush, the blend and go, and I take it and just blend it all together like this. And I blend it up as I go. I'll do one side first, and then you'll start to see it come together. But don't overblend your little lip bronze here. You do want to make sure you blend out your underneath your chin. But do you see how the end result is all my redness is covered, but it's a lightweight dimensional finish. And so I'm going to fill in like that. Perfect. You're sweet, Tara. But see, it blends so well. But again, it's giving that coverage and it's easy peasy. And hopefully some of you guys are following along. And if so, I want to see your beautiful faces at the end when we show everybody. So see how simple that is? And this is why we call this the even and enhance step for the top half of your glow capsule, because now that's exactly what I have. I have my skin is now even. It's lifted in certain areas. It's got light in others. It's got that little subtle sun-kissed bronze that you can add more if you want. Or if you're like some of our gals, I know Colleen and Brianne, they love to add in even an additional shade in there. So like I'm throwing in some Desire here, and it'll even add a little bit of layers and dimension. So there's no wrong or right way to do it. And that's why freedom is one of our core values as well. So that's the even and enhance step. So Stephanie says, love how blendy it is. The Prime Protect, yeah, it makes it blur. That's a really good word for it, Tara, is that it blurs so dang well. So the next and final step before we share the options is the glow and go. And so with this, we have what we call blush balm, which is a really unique formula that's meant to give like a subtle flush of color for your cheeks and your lips. But you can mix, match, and blend away. We have 8 shades, but if you mix them with 1, 2, or 3 combinations, it actually is 84 different options. And so all of our colors in this final step, the glow and go, are named after grandmas, like actually the grandmas of our founding partner mentors. Both of my grandmas are, I think they're both in my palette. Yes, so I'll be wearing both of my grandma shades today that I'll show you guys. But the idea is it's bringing back that light and life to your face through color. And this is what is seasonally curated. If you're cool toned or warm toned, this is also a great test to know if you're cool toned or warm toned. And if you've ever had something pull orange or pink or pull a weird color, it's likely because you were trying to wear a color that was not ideal for your color season. And so that's the idea here is the blush balm, the eye glow, and there's 3 in there for purposes I'll show you, and the brow liner. They all work together to bring in that customization to glow together. So we're opening back up our capsule, and now I am going to just use my finger for a second. So I have Marie, Mimi, and Joy in my curated capsule here. And what I like to do when I apply it is I like to almost do like a gradient where I'll take one of each color. So I'll pop Marie right here on the highest point, and then I'll take a little bit of the Joy and just pop her there. So a little bit of Marie, a little bit of Joy. And what that's going to do is it's going to lift my cheekbones even more, but it's going to give that kind of dimensional coverage. And then I take what's on my fingers and give a lightweight wash of color to my lips. I can always apply, and I will apply more later, but I'm going to go in with that blend and glow, blend and go brush. Got a lot of glows and goes around here. And I'm just going to blend it together and see how it is a cream, and it gives that really pretty flush of color that's buildable. So if you have a lot of blush, go for it. If you want to add in, like for example, if this is feeling a little too cool, you can add in one of the shades. Like I've got Margaret in here that's going to tone it down a little bit. And that's the idea too, is you can mix and match depending on what you're wearing to create your own custom shade. So this is Marie, Margaret, and Joy on my cheeks. And then I'm going to put a little bit more Marie, and I'm going to add in the Mimi on my lips. Mimi is actually named after my sweet mama. That's what my kids call her as a grandma. And it's by far her favorite shade. And she wears it on her cheeks and her lips. So see how pretty that is? And so you might prefer a more natural lip. You don't have to go as bold, but for me, I love having that berry pop add in there. So next up, let's do eyes. So now we get to use my grandma shades. So when you do your eyeshadow or when you teach it, I like to divide your eye into 3 sections. So the inner corner, the middle right where the eye is, and the outer part. And that's why we have the 3 shades. So there's no wrong or right application order, but I'm going to start with the lightest. So this is Mary Lou. And I put that kind of right in the inner corner and the inner third. And then I blend it out with the other side. And then I sweep that color up onto my brow bone, and it doubles as a highlighter as well. So you can just sweep it there on your brow bone, and that's going to open up your eyes, but it's a subtle enough shimmer that even if you have mature skin, it's not going to be too much frost for that inner eye area. But this is meant to be one of those double duty products. And if you stick in the box with the curated result, you're going to have either Mary Lou, which is the cooler option that I have here, or Charlotte, which is the warmer option. Now, the next step is what we call the shade. And so this is going to be the darker of the colors that are in there, not including your brow liner, though you could certainly use your brow liner for this as well if you want a more dramatic look. But you're going to want to put this on the outer third of your eye, starting with right up on that brow bone. Go a little higher than you think, especially if you have hooded eyes. Hopefully you guys can see okay. And blend it. And see how it's lifting up and it's giving that little bit of extra color. So again, Nell is in our cool tone palettes, and she's so pretty and she's magic, especially on green eyes. And what's really fun is if you want to enhance your eyes further, you can turn your brush sideways, see how it's a little more flat, and you can sweep a little bit of that shade color right underneath your eyes. So I'm going to do a warm color. We'll do Aurelia on this eye just so you can see the difference. And in case you guys are wondering, I am medium neutral, but I actually shade down to the C4, or I don't know, down up a shade lighter to the C4 for most of the year. And that's what I'm wearing today is C4 as my skin tint, which is in the medium cool palette. So today what I'm wearing is a little bit closer to the medium cool, but I would get the medium neutral results. And I can even wear like tan cool, I would say. I can do light, medium, neutral. So we designed it to where you're going to come pretty close without having to worry about getting it way wrong, right? So don't stress if it overwhelms you. And the fun part is you can have choices. We pre-select the options in there in the curated glow capsule for you. And if you would never wear a bold color like Mimi or a bright red like Emily, you can certainly edit it out if you want. But see the difference? And so you can see with blue eyes, especially the warm Aurelia pops. So then the final step is going to be that shimmer, and it's going to go right in the kind of that middle section. See how I divided it out? 1, 2, 3. Really simple. And this is Helen. This is Raylan's grandma, one of our founding partner mentors. And sometimes I like to take a little bit of her and pop that with the smaller side of the shade and go underneath there. So that's the 3-step eyeshadow lip. That's why we have the 3 steps, but you can play and go crazy. My 16, my T16 now, she did Frances like all over the other day, and she's got blue-green eyes, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So there's no wrong or right way to do it, but we tried to minimize the steps and make it as simple as possible. Okay, so last up, the brow line. And with this, I'm actually going to be using dark today. We have light, medium, and dark powder. For now, we have something kind of fun in the works that's yet to come, so get excited. But the idea is don't be intimidated if you haven't filled in your brows, and let me know in the comments if you do fill in your brows normally with something, because I know it can be intimidating. But if you haven't tried filling it in with powder, it is a game changer because it's a soft, natural look, And it's also another opportunity to do double duty for an eyeshadow as well, or an eyeliner, which is how I'll show you guys how we're going to use it today. So, do you see how, like, right now I'm pulling out like the roots of my hair? I pulled my hair back so you guys could see. And I'm doing a light application of the dark. You can even wet it if you want it to be darker. I know this is what Colleen uses as well. And if you want to know how to do your brows, or you want to teach it, you can use the line and go, and you can show people that you want to start your brows right where your nostril hits. Then you're going to want to take it up to the point, kind of line it up with your pupil up to the point there, fill in that point there, and then you want to end it if you line up your brush all the way to the end there. This is something, especially as women age, that starts to get a little bit sparse. Then you can fill in, draw lines from one to the other, and it makes it super easy. So you're filling in your natural shape. You're not doing anything crazy here. You're just taking the opportunity, you can flip it over if you need to give a little bit more definition. This is also the brush and the product that I like to use for myself to give a little bit more detailed contour. So you can go in, I'm underlining my lips. You can also do it as a little bit of nose contour if you want. Hopefully that looks okay. You guys can see. It's crazy the difference maker that when you fill in your brows, it can literally take years off your face. So I'm going to use this. You can also do a little drop of your elixir or even just a little bit of water, but I'm just going to dust a little bit of this on my lash line here as my eyeliner, which is definitely for every day a more natural look than like a liquid liner. But here's the thing, I want to give you the freedom and the full permission that if you already have a product, whatever it may be that you love, whether it's a liquid eyeliner or a lip pencil or a brow product that you love, whether even if you are a partner or an advocate, we want you to have the freedom to be able to use and share and love whatever it is that you love. We just wanted to create a really simple system to help take the overwhelm out of it for a lot of women. So now I'm going to fill in with my favorite mascara until ours comes. So get excited. Mine, I had our sample and we do have some on the way. So get excited for that. But my sample is Dunzo. So I'm using my second favorite, which is Thrive. That's what I used for years until I used ours, which I won't compare, but ours is not, it is a tubing mascara, but it is not quite as, I don't know what the word is. This one's kind of getting low too. And I would say it's a more natural look. How about that? But it's also buildable if you want a more dramatic lash look. So finishing off with that. And that, my friends, is that last final step. So here's my after. And of course I did not take it before because I'm using my phone. But if you have finished along with me, now's the time where you can take an after while I get back over here and pull up the last part so you can explore those options together. Okay, so let's talk options. So when you do your quiz result, you're going to get the recommendation of the curated glow capsule and the brush. And again, you can edit away all you want to. But you also, when you go to checkout, you can, if you want to be a customer, and we'll talk about that in a second, you can add on some curated bundles. So I wanted to show you some of my favorite options. We have a lot of bundle options on the website, so you can start even smaller than this. But I wanted to show you what was designed to be the best value. And that, my friends, is to have the makeup edit that is designed to go inside the go bag to where you have legit all the things inside the one bag. And so that's what's shown on the left is what I think is the best value, which is all your makeup, all your skincare, both bags for travel. And the way that this works on the site for now is when you get your quiz result, you just go through the process of making any edits if you want to. And then it's an add-on at checkout. So it's basically you take the basics and you can add it on. We also have, if you maybe have a skincare line that you already love, we have an option where you can just do the Prime Protect, the Extra Glow Trio brushes, and the bag, and we call that the Complete Makeup Edit. And that, again, is an add-on at checkout to your curated glow capsule. And The last one that's on here is the Protect and Renew bundle. And again, if you've already have a makeup line that you love and you want to start with the skincare, we have a bundle that's perfectly designed for that called the Protect and Renew. But we also have some really cool, even lower price point bundles that are in our Go Capsule. So what's really fun is we have the Glow Capsule, which is the big daddy. We have the Go Capsule, which holds any combination of a square size. If you can see my screen, this is the Blend and Balance bundle right here. And what's fun is you can take out your earring and pop out the colors to change them out on the go. So again, you can do 4 of the little tiny squares. You can do 2 of the rectangles. You can do 1 skin tint, and we have lots of bundle options of containing all of those things on the website as well. So whatever you are looking for to start as a customer, we wanted to make it easy for you by giving bundles and the curated add-ons for the different collections here. So speaking of options, now, if you already are a partner advocate and I would love to hear your experience so far. We just are in our soft launch pre-order for now, and we're getting ready to public launch, and we're so excited about that. But for those of you guys who have been invited by a partner or an advocate, you've got some choices. And for you, it might be best to just stay a customer. And we love that. There's never, ever any pressure from us as a corporate team or from your partner advocate to have to do the business unless you actually want to build a business. And so we actually designed a quiz that's shown here called the Biz Quiz that will help you determine maybe which next step would be best for you. And again, no pressure to even be a customer. But a customer, if you're just wanting to try the product, even if you're like a little bit intrigued, we recommend that you just be a customer first, right? Just try it out, see if you love it, and then you can dive in as an advocate or a partner. Or if you're like, oh no, I get it, I'm all in, and you want to do the business, the 2 choices are the advocate program, which is designed to be more of an affiliate, no pressure, no team building. You actually don't build a downline with that. It's really just sharing your link and earning up to 25% commissions on sharing it. But this is also designed if you had fun and you could see yourself hosting one of these, but again, you don't really want to build a team or do anything like that, but you might want to make a little extra money because who doesn't love a little bit of extra money and free product credit? You can become an advocate for free for 90 days. So it's a great baby step for someone who might want to host one of these virtually or in person. And it's a free and no pressure way to try it out for those 90 days. And then lastly, partner is designed to be those who are servant leaders who, even if you have never led a team before, I promise it's something that you can do. But if you have a heart to be able to help other women, not just simplify their routines, but also simplify their life and business as well, this is going to be for you. And so that quiz will help you determine which one is best. Also on that same page, you're going to see a breakdown that we call the Ready to Grow site that will walk you through the basics of how each of those gets paid. And there's a really cool option there to where you can choose your own adventure and click into some additional options if you want to dive deeper into the comp plan. And so these are the 3 choices. And of course, the 4th choice would be just thank you for being here and let us know, of course, what you thought and give any and all feedback to the partner that invited you. But hopefully this is a great way for you to consider diving in. Let's wrap this thing up with any questions. And I know, oh my gosh. All right, y'all, I went an entire hour. Sorry about that, friends. Hopefully it's been fun. It is a lunch hour, lunch and learn type thing. So let me know what questions you guys have, or certainly any of the founding partner mentors. I'm sure I forgot something. If anybody wants to come off and chime in, you're welcome to. Okay, Lindsay I'm starting at the bottom here. Lindsay has a question. What's the expected delivery date for the newly designed palette? So Lindsay, it's going to be more of a late Q3, probably early, when I say Q, that's quarter, probably just to be safe, we'll say early 4th quarter. So that's what we're looking at for that. But I'm telling you, again, my mom likes the function of it even better. I think it's kind of 50-50. But I did want to give you guys a heads up, and I know it's not necessarily the most ideal situation, but it does still function. It just works more like a lid than it does a palette. But I wanted to be transparent because transparency is a core value of ours. So that's a great question. Okay, I love the core values of this company. Oh, yay, faith is our foundation. Me too. Yay, Lisa was able to hop on. Courtney said she used a toothpick to pop it out. The earring's a great idea. Yeah, I used to do the thing where I was like, where's a sharp object? And I was like, wait, I have one on my body right now. That's for the Go Capsule. Davita has a great question. Is there a way to get these slides somewhere or will they be available after the call? Yes, I designed really the entire process is always designed to be able to be an example for you to follow. And so this is a tool that you absolutely can use and share. I'll share it's a Canva template. You can even adjust it if you want to. That's okay too. So it's a Canva template that you can absolutely share. You can even add your before and after if you want to. You can tweak it a little bit. At this stage, we know that some of you guys as partners or advocates are seriously going to do an even better job than I would at this, but I figured I would take a stab at showing you the vision behind it. And absolutely, Davita, for those of you guys who are partners and advocates, make sure you are in the Telegram channel. That's where we're going to share it. That's going to be your carrot. If you're not already over there, get on that announcements channel because we will share it. And then your founding partner mentors can look at it as well, which that's a fun note too. So if you're tuning in here, it's likely because you were invited by someone on that's a partner or an advocate, right? And we don't do any enrollments direct to corporate for customers or for any partners or advocates. And so if by some chance, maybe from our Instagram, you're here as a fly on the wall and you haven't yet found a partner or advocate, you're definitely going to want to do that because it's our heart not to build a business here for us, like here at Restore Corporate, but it's to empower our partners and advocates to be able to make a profit and build their businesses, which in turn is what's going to allow us to achieve our mission and vision behind that. So find a partner and advocate if you have not already. Okay, Prime Protect is amazing. Yay. Wish they were available when I ordered. Kaylin, I don't know what was available. Sorry. Got a lot of fun things in the works. Let me just tell you. Okay, like the natural beauty. Yes, I really do think it's very natural, but you can glam it up. We did what we called Restore Road Trips, which is a version of this. And we've had a few gals who are more like pro makeup artists, glam girls. And at one point we were like, oh, you don't need that much. But if you want a buildable, like full coverage finish, you absolutely can get that done here. It really looked amazing. Okay, Londa, I'm glad you learned some things. Loving it all. Amazing. So much fun. Okay, good. I'm glad y'all had fun. Sorry it took so long. Okay, I am sure there's going to be more questions. The mascara coming at the same time as the new palette. That'll be sooner. I'll give you a third quarter date for the mascara. So get excited for that. So I'm such an open book, you guys. I probably shouldn't even be saying things like that, but get excited. There's more goodness to come. All right, guys, if you have questions, get with your partner or advocate. And thanks again for sticking with me. Oh, we didn't do giveaways. We're going to do giveaways. Okay, so here's the first person that can drop all 5 S's. And again, this has to be a customer, or I'll give you 3 of the 5. How about that? Since you guys might just learn. So 3 of the 5 S's, got to be a customer, not a partner, an advocate, and go. Let me come up with another one. Ooh. Let me think. I have another one. I don't know what everybody's thinking. Was that too hard? Okay. 1 of the 5 S's. Sheila, I'm going to give it to you. Safe, sustainable, and smart. I know what you were going for. So Sheila, if you will get with the partner or advocate that invited you and have her pass along the contact information to us, and we will get, what am I giving away? How about 1 of the 3 skincare goodies? So Prime Protect, Renewal Elixir, or Renewal Ointment. How about that? Okay. And then the next question is going to be, does anybody remember one of the grandma names? Doesn't have to be mine, but any one of the grandma names. So again, a customer. Oh, Mimi, I saw it come through. Oh my gosh, Leanna, you're so fast. How'd you do that so fast? Oh, she's good. Okay, so Mimi, that was a good one. Okay, so Leanna, you can pick a blush balm of your choice after that. Any color blush balm will be yours, friend. Okay, and then, oh, the talc makes me nervous. Wait, there's no talc. There's Kenda. That's a good question. So yeah, talc, the only thing that is in talc is 3 of the eyeshadows for now. The other 3, and I can tell you it's Gloria, Francis, and Helen. And they will be talc free very soon, like by the end of this quarter. So all of our eyeshadows will be talc free, and same with the brow liners as well. I do believe those might have talc because we have something coming, which is exciting, but those will be as well. If there's talc in something else, let me know, but talc is definitely something.
Heather, we lost your sound again. Heather.
Okay. Mm.
Oh, wait, try again.
It's funny, it's saying my default microphone is changing. I don't know what's up.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Oh,
So after you said no more talc, then we lost you.
lovely. Okay, talc is only in right now 3 of our eyeshadow shades, and I believe the brow liner powder. We have something fun coming. That's another little hint, hint down the way. Those we almost all of our products are talc free. The ones that aren't, we are working towards getting them talc free. Not because I know talc is one of those ingredients that it is safe. It's in 90% of makeup products on the market, but it is something that we are working to remove. So I did want to let you know that we're on with that, and most of the options are talc free. So keep that in mind. Okay, guys, thank you again, and sorry for the sound issues, but I appreciate all of your time. And make sure to get with the partner or advocate that invited you. Let her know the choice, the whichever option is right for you, and she can make sure that she gives you her link, where you can just straight up go to the website that you went to, and you can search for her name at the top and shop away, or hit the join button. If you do decide to join right now, because we're in soft launch, you will need the passcode from your partner or advocate, because we just want to be able to create that conversation and connection there before you dive right in. And so get with her if you need the passcode to make that happen. And we would be thrilled to have you. So stay tuned, guys. Lots more like this to come. And I hope it was helpful and a blessing to you. It was so much fun for me. So thank you guys for being a part of it. And we'll see you later.